They will come.
All right, not too bad. We did 15th out of 55 players, X1. So, and I got my prizes. So to me, that's good enough. So yeah, let's get into the deck list.
D-Time!
Michael Bowden back again, aka Destiny Hero Mike, and welcome back to D-Time. We're here, baby. There's always D-Time, in more ways than one. And yes, guys, finally, Neos is finally back on track. You guys saw we went X1 out of a 52-man tournament. Our matches were, of course, we could have easily got either anywhere from within top 8 or it's going to be somewhere in the top 15, top 8, top 15. So with only 4 rounds, really we're supposed to have more rounds, but the store, they compensate us with extra packs, extra prize packs and stuff like that. Which is actually, I pulled the tier limit field spell out of one of the extra packs. So that was really cool. So yeah, we went X1 out of that many players. The deck it's solved. It's back on track, like when I first started. I've got some ratio right, and I've tweaked it. Also, so the matches were 2 Sprite, 2 tier limit. That was it. No in between. None of these other older decks. None of that. We're talking just the highest of the high. We beat we beat 2 tier limits and beat 1 Sprite. We lost to 1 Sprite, but I have that replay, and that replay is phenomenal. All my games are phenomenal. This deck is insane. The deck is solved. I was on the right track from my first Nails video, my very first Nails video. So we went back to those roots, closer to those roots. So let's finally go ahead and get into the deck profile. See, so we have, as you guys can already see, we have the 1 Neos. So just 1 Neos. That's it. Just 1 Neos. A lot of people are saying, oh, well, they're concerned about, how am I going to be able to tag back with Spirit of Neos and then also do the Neos Fusion? You're going to see, guys. You're going to see how this works. Okay? All you need is 1 Neos. We cut the brick. Listen, I didn't brick once. I did not. And the game that I lost, it was somewhat of a bricky hand, but it wasn't because of Neos. So he works perfectly at 1. I was able to do everything I ever wanted to do, including complete turn skips with just 1 Neos and playing Neos Fusion. Works out just fine. Trust me, it's very smooth. 2 is too much. It's the wrong way. 2 is too clunky. So I would not recommend 2. And Dark Panther, Grand Mole, Aqua Dolphin. We only need 3 Neo Spatians. And these are the best ones. They all actually do something. Sorry, Hummingbird, but not necessary. You're adding... Now, the reason why I don't consider these guys bricks, because they actually do something. For example, turn 1, Aqua Dolphin rips a card in the right matchup. Grand Mole, non-targeting bounce, and Dark Panther can copy a negate or force Dracostapelia. He's going to force a Dracostapelia to negate. So these guys are really good. So I don't call them just straight up bricks. They're like they're not bricks. But they also double as an engine. All we need is 3. Trust me. They tutor all 3 of them. You can tutor all 3 of them to the deck into hand or graveyard or field just fine. You don't need 4. 4 is too many. So take my advice. And the next thing, the only hand trap we're playing in this deck, 3 Spirit of Neos. That's right, just 3 Spirit of Neos. This card is broken. And by the way, we're playing this guy wrong the entire time. We had his ratio wrong, like in my original Neos video. We had his ratio wrong. We need 3. We absolutely need 3. Maybe I was just playing 1. I think I was playing just 1 and 2 of the Neos, 2 of the original Neos. That's wrong. We need 3 Spirit of Neos. This guy, he saved me so many times. When he's not telegraphed in your hand, they're not going to be able to kill you, no matter what they do. And also, what's insane about this card, if the opponent attacks, and he activates effect from hand and summons, say if we're under a skill drain or something, he still cannot die in battle because his non-destruction effect is activated in hand. It already passed. So they cannot drop it or imperm and then run him over. It's no longer, it's not a, it's a lingering, like it's like a lingering activated effect that already activated in hand. So yeah, he cannot be destroyed by battle no matter what they do. They're going to be forced to go to main phase 2 unless they have a true negate in hand. Like Totally Awesome, which is awesome because if Totally Awesome activates, that's a body off their board. So now we probably won't die because of that. It's one less. It's less of a field presence. That's exactly what happened in one of my games, which I have recorded. Or Baron de Fleur or Griffin Rider. Hopefully Griffin Rider gets banned or soon, or they do something to that package. That package is ridiculous. But yes, so we need 3. He's the only hand trap in the deck. Also, he's a combo piece, a name, just you name it. He's everything. He's the main piece of the deck. So yeah, he's everything. Spirit of Neos. So that's the Neos pack, or almost the Neos package. But we'll go into the. So that's the small. That's the Neos package. So now we'll go into the Element Hero Shadow Mist. 2 of those. We only need 2. In my original build, we were playing 3. We bumped it down to 2. Liquid Soldier and 1 Stratos. That's all we need. I cut the Solid Soldier. I cut the Blaze Man. The deck has gotten so efficient now. Back to 3 Spirit of Neos, we kind of just, he's filled that slot. They're good. It was a good idea. You guys saw my combo with the Solid Soldier, but it's too clunky. It's still all too clunky. Blaze Man, unfortunately, he's as good as he is a good card, and I believe he is underrated, but it's clunky in this deck. Like, Neos doesn't require it. It's a very small monster count. So that's my Element Hero package. And then Crosskeeper, that is self-explanatory. Even non-Neos decks are playing this card. So what does that tell you? So, yeah. So now we're going to go ahead and move into the spells. 3 A Hero Lives. 3 E Emergency Call. 1 Rhoda. So that's pretty much our, hero generic search engine. So yeah, that's our generic engine search, generic hero / search engine. So 3 Engage Nail Space. I also figured this card out. So this card is really a better going second because we want to go first. We want to go first because we want to be able to either we can turn skip them with Cosmo Nails or Dark Law. That's a high priority. And sometimes if we're going to turn skip or go into a Nebula Neos play, we don't activate Engage Neo Space. So most of the time I use this card it can be a starter, but it's really good after you've baited all their resources. If you've forced an Ash, for example. Let's say you pop off Hero Lives, and then they go Ash, fine, next Engage Neo Space. That's the way this card works. And you get all this advantage, and this card, it helps you go into the Neos, the Wingman Neos line. And you can just pretty much control the board from there. But it's so good. It's also really good going second. And this is a grind game card, by the way, because it recycles a polymerization from the graveyard. And because the Spirit of Neos, for example, the Spirit of Neos, he let's go get him here. So the Spirit of Neos, he tags himself back to the deck often, or there's like another Spirit of Neos in the deck. This is a grind game card, and you're gonna win the grind game because of this card. This card will win you the grind game if you haven't OTK'd them by then, or shut them down, or turn skip them with the Cosmo Neos. So it is a starter, but it's also more of a it's a game ender card. So that's what it's more of. This card is insane. So it doubles as a starter and a game ender. So triple instant contact, we need 3. So we can have a body for the Inferno Deceiver link, or obviously the Shining Neos Wingman to knock them out. Or if you have the original Neos on the field and in the graveyard, Grand Neos. I've been going into Grand Neos a lot to bounce a card like a Kaleidoscope, I think that's his name, the Tearlament Fusion. Bounce him to the deck, run just game. So Grand Neos is probably the best levels next to Flame Wingman. and maybe Air Neos, which is not in this build, by the way. It's not required. This is a budget build. This is a budget-friendly build. Grand Neos is insane. He's just broken. And then he still gets to attack. So if we're not going for the Neos Wingman line, we have Grand Neos free bounce back plus board presence. So that's instant contact. Triple Neos Fusion. This card acts as now this card, I'm going to explain this card a little more, but this card is a Pot of Greed. When you send the original Neos and the Crosskeeper, it's a Pot of Greed, and it fixes your hand. And you can never draw the Brick Neos. You can never draw him. He's in the graveyard. By the way, by the time you activate this card, there's a high chance he's going to be recycled back into the deck, the original Neos, so you can do another Neos Fusion the following turn if the game grinds out for that long. But yeah, this is a Pot of Greed. Also, it works as two. It's either a Pot of Greed or a Foolish Burial, so that your final Neospatian piece for your Cosmo Neos. So that's what this is for. It's an end piece. It's either a Pot of Greed or an end piece card. This card is insane. This card is, I'm gonna even start to argue even better than Branded Fusion for this deck. This card is insane. It's a better Branded Fusion. And it's board presence. And that monster that you bring out has inherited protection from this. There was a Defleur that couldn't get over my Nebula Neos because of this card. This card is just bonkers. So it can either establish control with the Pot of Greed play, or it's the final end piece to Cosmo Neos the opponent. So, and it's must three of. It's really good. And the mandatory, so Called by the Grave. This card I'm not sure what this card could be. Maybe like the one of Dark Will No More or something like that. I'm not sure, but it did do work. It did get there, so I'm okay with that. Triple Mass Change. I don't care. I'm gonna Dark Law. I don't care. I'm gonna Dark Law. Or Koga. I can Dark Law, Koga, which I'm going to show you guys soon. He's an extra deck. He gets over everything. Nothing gets over him. He gets over everything. Or the Hero Blast, because he can deal with field cards and stuff like that, back row, and he can get over things too by having his attack on summon because of the one Strato. So yeah, card's insane. Yeah, we're playing 3 mass changes. Double poly, because you really need 2 poly for the Engage Neo space. The 1 Miracle Fusion, because we do Sunrise plays. And the last, so that's the spells. And the last 3 cards in the deck, we're doing 3 Favorite Contact. So I've been able to turn skip consistently with this card. When you draw this card, you don't have to search it. Think about it. Yeah, the card is searchable, yes. But when you draw the card, you don't have to search it. And now your combo piece is complete, and you go get something like since I already drew this card, this is just consistency purposes. We could go search a Neos Fusion now freely, So this card is never a bad card to draw. And when you're going second, you can side out like 2 of them when you're going second. So these are great side out targets as well when you're forced to go second. And it just makes the deck that much more consistent. Look, I've tested this. I've got the replays. I've got the data. This is the way. 3 Favorite Contact, and again, this guy's your hand trap. So he's going to consistently, he is the deck. Spirit of Neos is the deck. He's your hand trap. They can't get over him. He's a combo piece. He's a name. He's everything. So the Favorite Contact at 3, that's the way to go. And again, it's an easy side out target. There it is. So on to the extra deck. So we'll go with our starters. Our 4 starters. So we got Sunrise, Flame Wingman, Brave Neos, and Infernal Deceiver. So Sunrise, obviously, we want to go search the Miracle Fusion, and we get our setup and our draw 2 with, preferably the Liquid Soldier, Flame Wingman. Obviously, instant contact. It's a body to help go into the Infernal Deceiver. Brave Neos. It's either a end piece card or a Pot of Greed. You could choose, depending. Okay, do I need the Pot of Greed with the Crosskeeper with Neos Fusion, or do I need the end piece card so I could turn skip them with the Cosmo Neos, and then you have Infernal Deceiver. So, and by the way, the same turn you use Infernal Deceiver is you can still use Neos Fusion to complete your combo. So these combo, all these four, man, they all work together so well, man. So, and then Infernal Deceiver, he's gonna get the turn skip card, like 1000%. Infernal Deceiver equals turn skip, or at least the Nebula Neos negate, which the Nebula Neos actually, it stopped the Xiamen, the pump Xiamen from being able to pay 600. I drew 2 cards and stopped the Xiamen prematurely, and that messed his entire turn up. So Infernal Deceiver is insane. The next batch that we have here, next class, the Mass class. So we have the Mass class, like I explained, Dark Law, self-explanatory. You already probably, yeah, Dark Law, wait, that's Dark Law. Hero Blast against certain matchups, back row, and gets over a monster. He's really good with the 1 Stratos, and also the Flame Wingman. So you can mass change away you can instant fusion and mass change away the Flame Wingman. Boom, Hero Blast, get over whatever you may need, and return an oppressive card on the field to the hand. So, and he really screws up field spell cards. He destroys the maps, and he also screws over the new Telemint field spell. So he's really good. Or a Floodgate that they might have back there. And the Koga, since everything in the deck is light, you know, we saw the Sunrise, the Brave Neos, Spirit of Neos. The Koga's a light, and he gets over everything. His effect reads, cannot be special summoned in other ways except for, mass change. Gains 500 attack for each monster the opponent controls. So he's a control card. So he's just gonna get pump for each one of them that they control, and then you can banish a hero monster in the graveyard, any hero. So a dead Spirit of Neos in the graveyard, and reduce a monster's attack by basically the attack of Spirit of Neos, I believe. So let's see. I just want to make sure. Yeah, so it will lose 25 attack. Okay, it will lose 25 attack. This guy's beefy, free light. He's a free summon, so they're gonna lose 25 attack. Plus, he's gaining 500 for each monster they control. So yes, he's a pure control card. He's really good, and he's a mass change target because clearly we play so many lights. So Grand Neos. Here's the Neos class. So Grand Neos, Aqua Neos. Those are the only 2 we play. We don't play Dark Panther. Dark Neos. As much as I love Dark Neos, it's a sick looking card, but it's not necessary due to the Nebula Neos and Neos Wingman. Here are more so of our game enders. So, and Nebula Neos, Cosmo Neos, these are our game enders, okay? So, this isn't a game ender, but, it's just there for, in the right matchup, maybe we can rip a card, the Aqua Neos, and it's a target, so, but the Grand Neos is insane. You bounce a card for free, monster for free, it's just insane, especially today's format. Neos Wingman, game ender, Nebula Neos. Basically, it's control. It's the ultimate control, but by the time it's my turn, it's over because I got advantage. I got advantage, and now I'm going to OTK you. And then Cosmo Neos, turn skip completely. So these are our game enders. And then we have our extra options. Escarito, Absolute Zero. Just the presence of Absolute. As you guys see, I don't play Acid, but the presence of Absolute Zero is threatening. We have Miracle Fusion, and we have the Liquid, so just the presence of him, and we could fuse him or link him away pretty easily. And the Escarito is another option for Miracle Fusion, and we set our mass change because we have so that we have an extra dark, just in case, like for example, if we're locked under Engage Neo Space, we have an option. If we still absolutely need to lock them down with Dark Law, we have an option with Escarito. Very easy. We have Shadow Mist in the graveyard, and the rest are all heroes. So there's the main deck. Now we're gonna get into the side deck. 1 token collector, because you can send that card with the Neos Fusion, level 4 or lower, and we only need 1. So hopefully we might end up, just in case any surprise, this could work against the adventure package, but this is also good against, obviously, the Sword Soul. So, yeah. We're going back to some hand traps, man. 2 Ashes. Ash was okay. It kind of got there. Decks that just go bongo, combo crazy, like Drytron and stuff like that, or decks that just link up and go crazy. 2 Joel Lockbirds. So, there that is. And then for the spells, 3 Dark Blue and no more. So yeah, obviously it's a Sprite format. It's a kind of it's still an impressive format, and I can't wait for the ban list because I want them to hit the adventure package really bad. The adventure package is BS. I'm ready for it to go. I'm tired of looking at it. Triple Twister. So we've got the triple Twister, and for people are still playing anti-spell fragrance. There was a game, my 4th game, my opponent hit me with anti-spell fragrance, and I still won without the twisters. I didn't side them in because I didn't see it coming, but I still have my 3 twisters, so very important. Red reboot, so cards like again anti-spell fragrance, the dimensional barrier, and whatever deck that math mech, just this card is just insane. I feel like I should main this card honestly, but no, I'm not gonna main it. I'm just kidding. But I will side this in like pretty much every single game going forward when I'm forced to go second. And the triple evenly match. We want to break those boards. We're breaking boards, dude. We just want board breakers. You want to do all that stuff, okay, evenly. So I think this is really good against any kind of fusion deck, tier limit, branded, any kind of fusion variant, Predaplant. They don't play it in the gates. So bye-bye. And so there's that. And that's going to do it for pure Neos. This deck is complete. You can go ahead and test this deck for yourself and let us know how it goes. But I guarantee that you're going to get results. One Neos is the way to go. I'm very excited. By the way, we've got some replays coming up. So, yeah. So, and if you want to see more Neos stuff, please subscribe. I'm playing this deck this entire format, so please subscribe, man. And we're gonna keep killing it with our boy Neo. And here's a bonus for if you stay towards the end. And I want to answer everybody's question about the one Neos. So because you're playing 3, and I totally almost forgot. Because you're playing 3 favorite contact. This is mad consistent. You're gonna the way it's supposed to work. Here's the way it's supposed to work, okay? I'm just going to give you just a easy diagram. I'm not going to really make a play, but just an easy diagram of the way it works, okay? And the way in which it works. So you have a card such as Neos Fusion, right? And it brings out, it sends them to the graveyard. You got your monster on board, and it sends it to the graveyard, right? And you have your Neos Fusion. You set your favorite contact, okay? This is the way it's supposed to work. You're on your opponent's turn or whatever, you favorite contact, and he goes back to the bottom of the deck, and now he's live again in the deck. Hey, yeah, he's in the deck again. And if you have the Spirit of Neos, what's supposed to happen, and your Neos is in the deck, you do not tag your Spirit of Neos back to the deck to bring out Neos, because now that's going to make this card dead. So we were playing it incorrectly the entire time. Now this card is dead. You see what I'm saying? So to keep this card live while you have Spirit of Neos on the field, just don't use Spirit of Neos effect to bounce back to the deck. You only use Spirit of Neos effect when absolute necessary. So you have 3 Neos Fusion, 3 favorite contact, and just the 1 Neos. That's all you need. These two will synergize just perfectly with Neos. One is going to send them from the hand or deck, and the other one's going to send them back to the deck. It's as simple as that. So, and this guy, when you bring him out, he's just a free body. You don't have to tag him for the original Neos unless you're in some sort of, weird spot where you absolutely need to. But most of the time, you won't be needing to tag back the Spirit of Neos. You can keep him on the field for free. It's fine. But, so Neos Fusion is going to send this guy, and the favorite contact is going to consistently put him right back. And now your next Neos Fusion is live again. That's how this deck works. And that's another reason why this deck has an insane grind game. But for those of you who stuck to the end, I really appreciate you guys. So give this deck a try. Give this deck a spin. So I'm man. So I can't contain myself. I'm just so hyped. But anyways, you guys have yourselves a great weekend. I love you guys. And stay tuned for those live duel replays.